In life, choose to climb the highest and most difficult mountain, because I guarantee you the view at the top is amazing. When you have a goal in life, any goal, whether are you making a multi-chain NFT marketplace, you're trying to climb Mount Everest, any goal, if you don't quit, you don't fail. You're gonna fall. You have to stand back up and you have to continue. If you don't quit and you're persistent, you will make it happen. Absolutely, yes. The only time that you can call yourself a failure is when you give up. If you don't give up, you're not failing, you're actually winning. Because every failure in the process, every time that you lose, it's a learning opportunity to step back up. Now I know that I fail at this, I will make sure that I don't fail again at that. I don't lose because I did this mistake. Now I know what I need to do to not make it happen again, and you continue improving. I think someone that is successful has failed multiple times. I think that's life. You have to fail in order for you to become successful. That's it. If someone is saying to you that they never fail and are successful, I'm telling you, they're lying right away. Everyone will have to fail at some point in life, have to learn from those mistakes. But if you quit, if you give up, you are a loser. That definitely is the case. You're a loser. Don't give up, okay? With that, we have reached the finish line in the NFT Multichain Marketplace, okay? Let's go ahead. Let's work in this a very, very, very interesting training session, because we need to deploy a multi-chain connect button that will allow our users to switch between different blockchains if they want to sell in a particular blockchain. If they want to sell in Binance Smart Chain, if they want to sell in Polygon, if they want to sell on Ethereum, they should be able to open that drop down button, select the network they want to interact with, and boom, off they go. They should be able to sell NFTs or interact, create, relist, all of it, okay? So we're gonna be working on that. We're going to be also working with a cool MetaMask library that is going to allow me to know what blockchain is the user's wallet connected to. And with that information, I can then show in the NFT portal what NFTs it's that particular wallet holding in the particular blockchain that they're connected to. Okay, because we don't want to tell the end user, hey, in the portal you have to switch to a particular blockchain. No, we want this to be as simple as possible. That's the key for adoption. Simple, easy to use, and obviously affordable. Definitely. But you have to do that. So what we're gonna do, when the user clicks the NFT portal, their wallet will already be connected to a particular mainnet. Okay, let's say it's connected to the Ethereum mainnet. So we are going to show right away the NFTs that user holds in the Ethereum mainnet. If they also have NFTs in Polygon or Binance Smart Chain, they should be able to click the Binance Smart Chain Polygon icon or button, and the portal should refresh to the NFTs that the user is holding on those blockchains, okay? So, a very long video, but we can call ourselves winner because we got all the way to the finish line and we made this happen. So, I am going to stop talking. I know that I like to talk a lot. We're gonna go right away and we are going to finish this mission together. Let's go ahead and let's make this happen. Okay, so it's time to complete the mission. What am I going to do in this particular video? We are going to work with multi-chain integration. The first thing that we are going to work with is with a button that will have a drop-down menu to select which blockchain do you want to interact with. So what I'm going to do a quick whiteboard to explain how this going to work. And also we are going to leverage the MetaMask Detect Provider API. We have to work with that because we need to grab the chain ID that is currently active or selected on the wallet, and we can use that to determine which blockchain do we want to connect to in the Web3 front end, because we want the users to auto connect, right? So let's say the user has their wallet default in the Polygon blockchain, for example, right? So when they open a portal, we want to automatically show the Polygon assets. How can we do that? We can do that by getting the chain ID, and based on the chain ID, we will do an if and else condition. If your chain ID matches this, show me this, and so forth. And you're gonna see this. This is key in order for us to do a scalable, easy to understand, a very smooth user experience, because we want the user to be less involved in clicking and making stuff work. We want everything just to work right at the bat, to be as easy as possible. And we have to work with this. Okay, so let me show you real quick. So we have a user, right? So let's just draw our user right here. It's a happy face. Awesome. So we got, user has his own wallet, and this is the MetaMask, right? So we got the user with a MetaMask wallet, right? The user connects to the multi-chain marketplace, to our front end, right? User accesses the front end, right? So it lands on the entity marketplace. Okay, so the user hits the landing page, then goes to the portal. So let's say the user goes to the portal, right? The moment the user goes to the portal, I want to show what NFTs, it's that particular wallet, right? The MetaMask wallet. What NFTs is this particular wallet holding in XYZ blockchain? So let's assume the portal, right? Let's assume this is a portal, and let's assume the user has the NFTs on the Polygon blockchain, right? So the user has their wallet, his wallet, her wallet, and the Polygon blockchain. We want to show the users, because it's multi-chain. It means that I could have NFTs on Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, you name it. Any EVM compatible blockchain added onto the marketplace. And we want to make sure that when the user connects, it gets the NFTs on the network that is currently selected on the wallet itself, okay? So with that, I have to make sure that when the user lands on the portal, we show the user the NFTs from the Polygon blockchain, okay? So what we're going to do, we have to do the following. We have to say, hey, and this is gonna be basically a condition, if wallet is connected to, chain ID X will be, let's say Polygon, let's say the Polygon blockchain, the Ethereum request, we are going to send an Ethereum request to the MetaMask wallet to get the chain ID that is currently connected to, okay? If the response from the wallet tells me, oh, it's on chain ID and Polygon, I believe it's 4. Let me check real quick. I'm gonna go on to settings, I'm gonna go to networks, I'm gonna go to Polygon, 137, okay? So if chain ID is 137, that means the network that I want the marketplace to connect to the smart contracts. So that means I want the marketplace to do an RPC call to the Polygon smart contracts. You see what I'm going, right? Because what I want to do, I want to show the NFTs that this particular wallet is holding. And how am I going to do that? I have to first call the RPC address for the Polygon smart contract and then grab the wallet address and populate the request with that address. So right, I have to pull that information that way. And that's how I can show the NFTs for Polygon, okay? Because I first will request the MetaMask wallet to give me the chain ID that is currently active. And based on the chain ID, then I can make my call to the smart contract using the right RPC address. In this case, we will use the chain ID 137. That means that I am going to talk to the Polygon RPC address, right? And then from there, I can get all the information that I need to populate the assets on the portal. You see where I'm going? This is very cool, okay? So we're gonna do that. We also are going to do a similar approach to the drop-down button for Chain Connect or the Chain Change drop-down. If a user selects XYZ blockchain, we will send the respective request to the MetaMask wallet to switch to the blockchain that the user is connected to. So we're actually telling the MetaMask wallet, hey, this user wants to switch the network from Polygon to Binance. Okay, so the user just selected Binance. I am going to send that request to the MetaMask wallet and say, hey, can you switch? The user obviously has to approve. User approves and boom, they are switched over onto Binance Smart Chain, for example. Also, if I don't have that network configured, because it might be a brand new wallet, right? And the user wants to use that network, but they don't have the parameters on the wallet. Guess what? The moment they select that network, we will check if the network is already available on the wallet. If it's not, we will auto tell MetaMask wallet, hey, we know the parameters that that network needs. Here you go. And the user will approve if they want the marketplace to auto configure the MetaMask wallet for them. So that's very cool. Okay. So we're going to do that. Okay. So that's in a nutshell. We're basically doing this in order for us to make this as user-friendly as possible. Got it? Let's continue. So next thing that we are going to do, I'm going to show you real quick. We are going to open Visual Studio Code, right? So I got it right here. And we are going to work with building a drop-down button menu to select the blockchain that a user wants to connect to, okay? So what I'm going to do in our marketplace, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new file under engine. Let's call this chain change. So this file, what it's going to do is going to populate all the configuration settings for a particular blockchain. The first thing that we have to do, we have to provide the chain ID, then we have to provide the RPC address and everything else that we need in case the user doesn't have the network configured on the MetaMask wallet and we want to give the opportunity to auto configure it. So that would be awesome to have, okay? So with that said, here's what we're gonna do. The first thing I'm going to show you for one of the functions, and the other ones are going to be basically the same. So the first ASIC function that we are going to build will be to configure the Binance Smart Chain button or the option. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. So let me explain each item right here. We got ASIC function BSC chain. I label it that way. I am going to request to the MetaMask wallet, hey, MetaMask wallet, switch Ethereum chain. I want you to switch to this chain ID, okay? Check this out. Switch to this chain ID. That's the Binance Smart Chain, okay? If there's an error, meaning that you are not able to because you're missing the configuration, and this right here, it's the code that the MetaMask wallet will generate if it doesn't have that particular chain ID in the network settings or the network list. Then we will tell the MetaMask wallet, you know what? I got the information. If you would like to add that onto the list, add Ethereum chain. How do we get this information? Let me show you. There is a API that you can use from MetaMask. The MetaMask documentation will give you that feature, that option to do on your Web3 application. So what I'm going to do, I am going to leverage the MetaMask API, and you can go under the MetaMask documents, and this is the knowledge base articles on how to integrate the API onto your Web3 application, okay? So with this, I can literally tell, hey, you know, I have the settings. Let me give you that information so the user can go ahead and change or auto configure it. So you don't have to tell the user, hey, you have to go here and here and here and add it manually. No, we're just going to give that to the end user via an automated call. The user has to just approve, and sure enough, we will have the network set up, okay? And we will see. I'm going to show you one demonstration, okay? So let's continue. Now, what I'm going to do now is I am going to call this method, which it's going to call the API for MetaMask, and it's going to say, hey, add Ethereum chain ID. This is the chain ID. I want you to label it to be Binance Smart Chain. I want the native currency. Okay, so when you add a chain to the wallet, right? So let me go back. Let me show you real quick. When you add a new chain to the MetaMask wallet, right? I'm going to show you right here. So it's going to prompt for you to type a network name. If we go to the configurations, I want to show you real quick. The method chain name, this is literally this field right here. The chain name is Binance Smart Chain. RPC URL, you can see it right here, okay? Chain ID, that is the chain ID right here. And now the currency symbol. So when you add the network and you look at your wallet, I'm going to show you my wallet right here, you will see this to be the default token. In this case, BNB, but this is the testnet, so I'm going to have TBNB. And this is how you specify the symbols. And again, you got the decimals and you got the RPC URL, and finally you got the block explorer. All that information, I'm going to push it out, spit it out to the wallet, and then the user has to approve it, and they will have the wallet configured, which is kind of awesome, okay? And they can switch. Cool. Okay, so now that you know this, what I'm going to do to expedite this demonstration, I'm just going to paste everything else, all the other networks that we need that we are going to integrate to our marketplace, okay? So I finished the BSC chain. I'm going to just paste the rest of it. I got the Binance Smart Chain test. This is the chain ID, and all the parameters. And this is the testnet URL or the RPC and so forth, okay? So I got that. Cool. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to Control S. I have it saved right here, which is kind of cool. And now we have to configure the actual function or the app to do that switch, right? Because this is just going to obtain the values that it needs to check, but we still have to build that drop-down button, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I am going to configure another JS file, and this time it's going to be connect chain. I'm going to call this connect chain. This is where we are going to set the parameters to obtain that information. By the way, you can see I am exporting the ASIC function because I am going to import that under connect chain. Good so far? Awesome. All right, let's continue. So under connect chain, all I have to do, right? The first thing I'm going to do, I am going to import the different functions, and I got them right here already. This is from chain change. I am going to import those functions onto connect chain, okay? Next thing I'm going to do, I am going to import some graphical parameters that I need, for styling, because the button it has to be style. I am importing this font. I am importing this column and drop down. So those are the next UI objects that I'm going to use to build the button, okay? And you can look on more information regarding that in the next UI website, okay? And obviously, I am going to import a React because we're going to use React libraries, and use effect because we need to render based upon selection, right? Okay, so under export default, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create the function that it's going to create that particular application, right? So we are going to create a function called connect chain. So now what I'm going to do, I have to build a button, and then I will build the functions to call the button, because I need to show you how the HTML code looks and how do we integrate the HTML code to the function, okay? So let me go ahead and do that. I'm gonna do it real quick. I'm gonna make sure that I can give you all the information while not dragging the presentation too long. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, I am going to throw the HTML code. So bear with me. I am going to invoke the dropdown from NextUI. That's the object that I'm going to generate the HTML for, the graphical button, the object, right? So we are creating a dropdown button. This is how you do it. Right? And this is all the styling, background, box shadow, you know, the family I'm going to use, a font. This is SF Pro, the weight, the color, the size, and then capitalize, which means that, you know, make sure that you capitalize the wording. Okay. So what we're going to do, we are then going to create a menu. So here it goes. The menu, it's going to have a background. This is the color of the background. This is hexadecimal. And this is basically a hex color code in CSS. And this is the cool thing about this. I need to get the value that the user clicks. I need to store that because now I need to grab that information and determine what blockchain that the user selected. And from there, I can make the call, okay? So check this out. On selection, select the keys. I am creating this particular value or variable called selected. Each item will have a key. Okay, you want to see here? Select the key. If the user clicked the Ethereum logo, that means that the key Ethereum, the name key Ethereum, text value Ethereum, will be stored under selected key. Then I can grab that, right? I am going to grab that and I'm going to use that value to determine which blockchain is the user going to connect to, or which blockchain is the user going to be connected to, okay? The same goes for Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, and all my testnets. So those two right here, those three right here are my mainnets, you know, production networks, and then the ones below are basically testnets, okay? So based upon that, I can now redirect the call to the blockchain and make the call to that particular blockchain, okay? So what we're going to do is now we need to obtain selected and use selected to render the function or to process the function, okay? I am going to create a function that will enable the connection to the wallet, okay? So this function is called enable chain. What it's going to do, it's going to get the value in text of whatever the user clicked and compare that to if user selected value A, connect to blockchain A. If user selected value B, connect to blockchain B, and you see what I'm going to, okay? So if user selected, let's say for example, the user selected on the menu, selected Binance Smart Chain, I am expecting this value, right, to be a BSC. What I'm going to do is the selected value, check this out, the selected value, I am going to obtain this from selected, and then we will have a use state that is going to get that information populated under selected value. Let me show you that. I am going to build two use states. The first one is going to be selected. That is the value that I selected on the call, on the button, and then set selected, it was the call to obtain the value. So set selected, right? When someone clicked, they're actually invoking this. The result of invoking this will be the selected value, right? You see where I'm going? So I click this, right? So I just set selected this. The key for that will be Ethereum, which is selected. See where I'm going? Now I got those two values. Let's go up. Now I can set the network based on the selected. You got it? You got it so far? With, check this out, with the selected value. So I am going to create a constant that based on the call from whatever you obtain from selected value, I want you to format that information and store that into selected value so then I can compare. I am going to compare selected value to Binance Smart Chain, BSC, to this variable. If they match whatever the user selected on the call to my bar right here, that means that the user will connect to the BSC chain. What is this? This is the chain change right here. This is the chain. So this is what we are actually importing onto Connect Chain. This is what we built previously. Good so far? Awesome. And so forth. If the user selected Polygon, I am going to look for Poly and compare that to the selected value. If they match, then that means the user will instead connect to Polygon, right? So I am going to go if else. If this matches, then connect here. Else, if this matches, connect here. And as so forth. We will go all the way to the end, okay? Awesome. And at the end, what we're gonna do, we're definitely gonna enable the chain because we have to send that request, enable chain, based on what was selected. Let's say the user decided to change this, like he was or she was working with the Polygon blockchain, they want to switch to the Binance Smart Chain blockchain. I have to now make sure that I can capture that action and also trigger this. Again, you see what I'm going. Let me explain real quick, okay? I clicked the drop down, selected the blockchain, and done, right? So this is how I was able to change myself to a blockchain. And I'm connected on Polygon. Now I want to switch to Ethereum. In order for me to recheck once again everything here, so I can switch myself over, I have to constantly be monitoring if there's changes to this value. The moment I got a change to this value, hey, invoke again, enable chain. Enable chain is going to be invoked, and then I go back again and start checking every single value. If it matches, then that's how I can change myself to the new one. Okay, you see so far, this is very cool. Okay, one last thing that I have to do, and this is very similar. I'm not going to go too much into details. This is for me, this is more cosmetic more than anything. So I want to also display the logo on the actual button on the selected blockchain, right? So I want to switch over because the drop down menu button from Next UI doesn't have the capability of showing the image. It only shows text, but it looks better to show an image. So I ended up doing another function that will do basically the same and replace the value with a particular image. Okay, so I'm gonna just show you right now real quick and we'll go from there. This does basically the same thing. It literally will do the same thing, right? But now what I want to show, if selected value is equal to Ethereum, then display this image in the button, inside the button. That's all I'm actually doing. And you're gonna see this up and running, okay? Don't worry. Cool. So we got that, right? So we got that information. Now at the end, all I have to do, it's basically, close it out. I have to close it out and we should be good here. All right, awesome. So I just closed the function. Cool. I closed the function, so we should be good here. Now what I'm gonna do, going to open my web app. So now what I want to do, I want to be able to see my button right here on the right corner, right? We don't see that right now. Let me zoom in. We don't see it right here, but we want to show it, okay? So what I'm going to do, I am going to render that button. So we are going to import the Connect Chain app that we just built onto the nav bar and call it as a button. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And by the way, I forgot on Connect Chain, I think I got to call the block image. Okay, so in order for me to show this and display it on the picture, display the selected network as an image on the button itself, I have to call this down in HTML. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. So what I want to do, I am going to open at block image, and that should do it. Control S. Cool. We'll check it out later. So now let's add the button here. So what I have to do, let me go to app, and I am going to import connect chain. There we go. From Connect Chain. So I'm just gonna put this in lowercase, from Connect Chain. Okay. And let me go and add it right here. So now let me go ahead and add it right below my NFT portal, which is basically the last button on the right. So I want to show it right here, right? So with that said, I have to add it after the NFT portal button, okay? So let me do it right between the last column that closes this button and the beginning of the row, at the end of the road, okay? So what I want to do, I want to call this connect chain /close, okay? With that, I am going to Control S and cross fingers. Okay, let me go back. Beautiful. Okay, awesome. So now when we click the network, right, we have the options to switch over. Let's give it a shot. And first of all, which blockchain am I connected to? I am connected to the BSC testnet. So let me switch myself to Goerli. And sure enough, I got the prompt. All right. So I want to switch network. Done. Okay. Now I want to switch myself to Polygon Mumbai testnet. There we go. Switch network. Cool deal. Now let's do one last test and we're done with this. What I'm going to do, I am going to go to my wallet and I'm going to delete one of those networks. Okay. I am going to delete BSC testnet. Okay. So I'm going to delete. I want to add it again so you can see that it works. So let me see if I have it now. I don't have it. Cool. I just have the production, the mainnet, but not the testnet. So let me go ahead and add that and let's see what will happen. There we go. Now it's asking the wallet, hey, you are allowing this site to add a network and I will be providing all the values. If I click approve, that's it. Approved. And now it's asking, do you want to switch over now? Yeah. There you go. Now I got myself a new network auto-configured thanks to the marketplace. So the user doesn't have to configure this manually, which is awesome. Okay, cool. We're done with this. Next thing that we have to do, we have to work on the portal. There's a lot to work on. So you're very familiar with this. This is the progress that we have so far in the NFT portal. So this will be the user NFT portal. What I want to do now, I want to be able to provide the option to switch between different networks or different mainnets and also show the current mainnet that the user is connected to. So we have to do quite a few changes here, but that's not all. The most important thing that I want to do here is what I explained to you in the whiteboard session. I want to have users, when they jump onto the portal, we automatically obtain the chain ID that the wallet is currently connected to, and we can switch and display the NFTs based on the chain that they're connected. We can show whatever NFTs they are holding on the wallet, on the chain that they're currently connected, and give them the capability of changing or switching blockchains. So we want to do that, okay? So let's go ahead. Let's jump onto the portal and I'm going to configure it very quick. What I'm going to do, I am going to take the same approach that I did for the connect chain option, which it's basically tell me the chain ID, and based on that, I can do if else. So if you're on this chain, then do this. If you're on this chain, do this, and so forth. We will do exactly the same thing. Here's the difference. The difference is we are going to change automatically the RPC address that the marketplace must query to obtain that particular NFT collection, right? So with that, I have to, on the fly, replace the values that the call to the blockchain. I am going to show you the calls that we have configured. I got two calls. I got three calls, but this one is just to get the wallet address. This is not doing too much. This call, however, is going to populate the NFTs that the user is holding belonging to a collection that you decided to put on the marketplace for users to relist for sale. This is how we get those NFTs that are available to be relisted. So with that said, I need to be able to swap this particular value and also this particular value. This will be the RPC address. Right now it's pointing to a single blockchain, but now we are going to do multi-chain integration, meaning that I need to be able to update this in real time to the RPC address of the blockchain that their wallet is currently set to. Okay. The same goes for the smart contract. I am going to have a smart contract in Binance Smart Chain. I am going to have another smart contract in Polygon, Ethereum, and so forth. So let's say the user is connected to Binance Smart Chain. I need to be able to update this value on the fly before this function calls to point to the RPC address for Binance. You see where I'm going? Because else this is not going to run. Okay. And the same goes for the contract. I have to make sure that the contract that I'm going to switch myself to is the contract on Binance Smart Chain in this case. Okay. So let's work on that. I am also going to build the wallet. Okay. I am going to build the wallet dashboard. It's a small dashboard, but it's going to have the capability of connecting the wallet if it's not connected yet to the app. And also it's going to have the functionality of switching between different networks. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to show you one of the functions, but there's a lot of things going. For this demonstration, I'm just going to show you the function that is going to take to swap those values on the fly, because we need to switch. If the user decides to change to Ethereum, I have to make sure that I change the value automatically to the Ethereum RPC and so forth. You see where I'm going? And it has to happen on both functions. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do this. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to copy and paste because else we're going to spend a lot of time here. So what I'm going to do, I am going to add all the calls. You know what? I'm going to do something before that. I'm going to show you the configuration file because I made some changes on the configuration file. For every single blockchain, we need to create a set of bars that we are going to export and import onto the portal. This means that for the girly testnet, we got the smart contracts. This is the amount of smart contracts that we need on the marketplace. We got the resale smart contract. That will be one smart contract that I deployed. Another smart contract will be the existing NFT collection, something that you already have. The other smart contract, the third one, is going to be the NFT smart contract to mint new NFTs. This is the smart contract that you need for users to get tokens based on whatever art they decided to convert onto an NFT. Okay, and you saw that on the previous video. Okay, and then finally, the market smart contract that it's going to facilitate selling and creating NFTs, different from the resale smart contract. And we saw that on previous videos. Okay, so I have to do this whole package, right? And by the way, the last one will be the RPC. What RPC am I going to use to connect to the Gorley testnet, for example? The same I did for Binance Smart Chain. BSC testnet, I'm going to have the same set of smart contract and the RPC address. So for each blockchain that I intend to integrate onto this particular app, I need to build the group of smart contracts and export those smart contracts. For this demonstration, we are going to do the full thing. We're going to deploy all 4 smart contracts and do the RPC address. Let's do this for the Mumbai testnet, which I have not included in the configuration on purpose, so we can all do it together. So let me go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this BSC testnet, right? And I'm going to paste it below, but now I'm going to replace this value to be Mumbai. This is just text. And we are going to replace the first characters to say Mumbai, 2 M's. Okay, same goes here. You see where I'm going. Now, obviously, I have to delete the values from the BSC network because those are not the market smart contracts for Mumbai. I have to deploy all of them in Mumbai. And the Mumbai RPC. Got it? Okay. So what I'm going to do, I am going to delete this and we'll come back and we'll go over this. Okay. So I'm going to Control S. Now we got the Mumbai placeholders. So I have to deploy those smart contracts. We'll do that in a bit. Okay. Now that I have that, I'm going to do the following. I am going to import everything that I need. One shot, basically all the information that I need, which is basically I am going to import every single group of addresses. I did a one-liner for Mumbai. So MM NFT, MM resale, MM NFT collection, and MM RPC. The only one that you see that is not here is MM market because I don't need to interact with that one in the portal. The portal is not going to be used to create NFTs, nor buy NFTs. It's only to sell. okay? And list, that's all. So I do have Mumbai, I do have the Gorley NFTs, all the addresses. Now I'm gonna have the capability of switching between different values, okay? And obviously the hard hat, which is my development environment, and I got BSCT NFT. And I am also going to leverage detect Ethereum provider. This is the magic command for me to find out what blockchain is the wallet set to. Okay, this is how, and we saw it on the other demonstration on the Connect chain. But in this case, what I'm going to talk with detect Ethereum provider is that I can obtain the chain ID that the user has already connected to or set their wallet to. And based on that, I can display the NFTs for that particular chain or blockchain. Okay, so you're gonna see that right now. And I am going to also provide the capability of switching between different chains. This is the pointers on chain change. You remember at the beginning of the video, I got the functions. So this is basically for me to build buttons so people can switch over between different blockchains, okay? So let me go ahead onto the portal. We got it there. Awesome, cool. What else do I have? And that's basically it. You know, everything else is pretty much the same. Okay, so next thing I gotta do, I am going to import a couple of use states because we're not just getting the user, the wallet address, the created NFTs. We're getting much more data. Let me go and change this a little bit more. Okay, so now I got chain and chain name because I want to display the blockchain that the user is connected to. Okay, so I want to show that so the user is aware which blockchain they're interacting with. If they want to change it, they have the information, they can go ahead and change it. We will see this real time. Now I am also going to obtain the RPC value or update the RPC value. If the user decides to change the blockchain, I am going to update this and then I will make the same call right here. The get wallet here will be replaced with RPC. Every time that the user selects a new blockchain, I am going to update the value to that RPC. So then we can get the information for that particular blockchain. This is not a simple NFT minting portal. There's way too much more stuff going on here, trust me. But if you get to this level, you're gonna be very confident in deploying Web3 applications because there's a lot of moving pieces. Let me tell you, there's a lot of scenarios, a lot of moving pieces, but hey, this is what we're here for. Okay, cool. So, and that's it. And also this is how I am going to obtain the NFT collection smart contract address and update the value here. So if I swap myself, this is all to to change between blockchains. All this configuration is for me to allow the portal to interact with multiple blockchains, right? So I am building one global var, or in this case, this is a constant that is just going to use state of whatever the change on the user side they decided to change to Binance. I am going to update those values to use the right addresses, okay? And then the call will be done again. And now I am going to get the information for Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum, Polygon, you name it, okay? Okay, so everything else is pretty much the same. Now, what I'm gonna do, I am going to update this a little bit, but I'm going to explain to you why am I doing this later. So give me a few until we finish this whole thing and we can go from there, okay? Okay, so with that said, NFTs, everything is pretty much the same. Okay, so let's build the first function. The first function, I am going to go quick because I already explained to you the if and else, right? So what I'm doing, basically very similar to the connect chain functions, right? I am looking for the chain ID. Once I obtain the chain ID, I am going to use the detect Ethereum provider. Remember what we imported from the MetaMask API, detect Ethereum provider. This will tell me what chain is the user's wallet set to, okay? If they're currently set to Polygon, I am going to know that right away. Once I obtain that, I want to compare what is on the connected, what is under connected that you got from the call to the wallet. Compare that to my values. If the value matches, then consider that. Then you want to swap the mainnet value to be this HHRPC, in the case if it's hard hat. So what am I doing? Actually, on the fly, I am updating mainnet to be HHRPC's value. So if you see my functions, I am not touching the functions at all, but still I am going to be able to swap and call the same function with a different value without changing the var. It's like, boom, mind-blowing, right? But that will allow me to do this multi-chain integration, meaning that I am going to be able to auto-connect myself or swap myself between blockchains and still call the same functions without any changes on the function itself. All I'm doing is I am updating the values on the fly before calling this. You see where I'm going? Awesome. Now that I was able to determine which blockchain is the wallet currently set, I am going to update the smart contract addresses that we're going to use to call using those functions. You want Web3 development? You got Web3 development, trust me. And we haven't touched DeFi. Yeah, but we're not, there's no failure. There's no fear here, okay? Let's do it. Okay, set NFT collection. We got set NFT collection. That is the NFT collection smart contract, an existing NFT collection smart contract that you have that you wanted to allow users to sell the NFTs from, okay? Same approach. If the wallet that is connected, please change it to this, okay? If the wallet is connected and this is the matching chain ID, then go ahead and update the values of NFT collection. This will be the value that I'm going to call in the function. You see where I'm going, right? So instead of me creating functions for each blockchain, I'm just gonna make the same function. The only difference is I'm gonna update the values on the fly, okay? Okay, and with that said, now, once I am done checking everything once again, I have the right NFT smart contract stored in the var that I'm going to use to call the function. I go ahead and get NFT call. I send that as a use state up, right? Get NFT call, and then I can use this value to make the call in the function itself, okay? Awesome. Next thing, now I am going to probably update another contract address, set NFT custom. Let's go ahead and do that. You're gonna see something cool at the end. They're gonna say, oh wow, this is awesome. Well, don't worry. Okay, if someone already made it, someone already figured out what I'm actually doing, kudos. Someone is smart enough to see what just happened there, kudos. Okay, so don't worry, you'll know at the end. I'm gonna explain. ASIC function, set NFT custom. What am I going to do? Same approach once again. Now I want to update this NFT value to be the NFT smart contract address of the blockchain that I have selected on my MetaMask wallet, so I can make the call and get the information out. Cool. Same goes. I will go through the whole procedure once again, okay? And once I am done, I am going to store it in use state, send it up via get NFT custom, and then I can use this value to make my call. Okay, let's continue. We got one more to go. NFT resell. Let's go ahead. All right, and I'm going to place, and once again, you can see it here, something is gonna happen, right? Check the function name. I'm gonna just paste it right here. You're gonna see, oh wait, what's up? There we go, and this just cleared out. Okay, finally, and I'll explain what am I doing. What am I doing, what this is for. It's very cool. Okay, so NFT resell, same approach. I am again checking my wallet, the wallet chain ID, it has to match. If it matches, then set the NFT resell value to be this particular smart contract. Okay, so if I'm connected to the Goerli, this is the smart contract for the Goerli for the resell. Then update this. This is the final or the global var that I'm going to use to make the calls in the functions. Okay. Okay. So let me explain to you what's going on. Okay. So check this out. I started with set RPC, right? After I ran this entire function, I am going to call set NFT collection or set NFT call function. What is that function? The next one. Once I'm done with this one, what function am I going to call? Set NFT resell. What is that function? The one below. Once I'm done with this one, I am done. So I am calling synchronous async functions. I am calling synchronous async functions. Literally, this is what's happening. Those are async functions, but I'm calling async functions synchronously. Oh my God. Yeah, you can tell I have no life. That's awesome, right? So now we got async functions called synchronously. That's awesome. I never thought of that actually. This is what's happening. I'm not calling something async, but then everything else has been called synchronously, but they're async. Oh my God, what a mind-bending thing. Awesome. Okay. And now I am going to get the chain ID because I need to understand what blockchain are they connected to or the wallet has been set for. So I can display that on the, on the portal. That's all I'm doing, okay? And same approach. Just gonna do the same thing, but in this case, I'm going to store the chain name so then I can show the chain name on the portal, on the web front end, okay? Cool. And yep, and now what I'm gonna do, I want to do a little bit of magic with the connect user. I want to leverage a Web3 model. So Web3 model will allow me to then do a proper, connect Web3, get the signer, and then now, because I invoked that connect wallet, I can actually send the Ethereum request accounts and get the wallet address and so forth. And then finally store this in account and call it a day, okay? Now I have to update this because if you can see here, it's like literally tied to a particular smart contract. We don't want this. We want this to be dynamic, which means that I have to use the global var and then use the if else until I get the right contract address for the blockchain that my wallet is set up for, okay? This is a long project, but we'll make it happen, okay? So what I'm gonna do now, I wanna show you the difference now. Instead of me calling the network, let me see 1 second. So now what I'm gonna do, check this out. I want to grab RPC. If you look at one of my functions, get RPC, it's going to store whatever was obtained from mainnet or whatever was updated into mainnet. It's going to be stored in get RPC in use state, and get RPC then will be sent as the value to RPC. RPC is then used on the function, but guess what? This is an array, and the ethers call, it's not going to understand the array. So we have to flip that onto a var to be like clear text, to be text, a string, sorry, to be a string. And then we use the string to call the ethers.js function. That's why I'm doing it that way. Okay, so we got address NFT collection, we got network RPC. So RPC is whatever I obtain from the call in use state, the value that I got stored in use state, and then I'm gonna use a var network and then populate that on the provider, on the JSON RPC provider. And that's how I am going to update on the fly, depending on the blockchain that I'm going to be connected to. This is intense. Multi-chain, it's, once you understand multi-chain, you can do whatever you want. Nah, not everything, because I will love to be in a beach, drinking pina coladas, enjoying the sun. But here I am, coding and developing on Web3. It's kind of the beach, it's kind of the same thing. No, it's not. No, we'll get there. Awesome. All right. So let me get that. Right? The last thing I'm going to do from a function perspective, and then we can move forward onto the HTML code, which is going to be very quick. I am going very fast. I strongly recommend for you to review this again, right? And then we can go from there, okay? So I am going to replace get NFTs. Okay, cool. I'm going to tell you what this is going to do in a second, okay? Okay, so now I am getting get created NFTs. This is the second call, and what I'm going to do, this is to obtain the NFTs that were created using the market create smart contract. That is different from the resell, okay? And then I'm going to be able to use that to make the calls and obtain the values and see the NFTs in real time, okay? Cool. Basically the same thing, right? With this, I can actually make the same functions that we already talked about on previous videos. Now, with this, now I can dynamically update this network based on whatever blockchain the user has selected to connect to. Got it? So far, so good? Awesome. So one last thing. Okay, and those two, I am building two buttons on the wallet dashboard that we are building. I am building two buttons. One is to refresh NFTs. So let's say the user logs onto the portal and doesn't see any NFTs, they can hit the refresh button. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to invoke all the functions once again. Just going to go everywhere and refresh and get a new state of the NFTs, okay? And connect wallet, if someone hasn't even connected onto the Web3 application with this particular button that we're going to create, it's just going to go over 3 different functions. That's all I'm doing, okay? And what I'm going to do right now, we don't have. So let's say the user doesn't have any NFTs because he or she hasn't connected their wallet. I want to provide a button. So when they get this particular message, I'm going to provide a button to refresh the state, right? And then, or basically refresh, which is just going to get everything once again, okay? So let me go ahead and replace that. Copy. Paste. Okay, so I got that now. So now it's basically the same thing. The only difference is now I'm calling that function, which is this one right here, refresh NFTs. So if the user hits that button, they're gonna basically recall the whole thing once again and get the values, right? Kind of cool. You don't want to leave everything like automated. You want the users to also have the capability of refreshing. So if they bought something, they haven't seen the NFT displayed on the portal, they can hit refresh and it just reruns again, and that's how they see everything, okay? And now what I'm going to do, I am going to update all this, but now we are going to use the new values, right? So the only thing that I got to do, to be honest, whole section where it says connect user, get wallet, I'm going to update that to show the new format because I now did a like a dashboard with different cards. Like it looks way better, okay? So let me go ahead and do that. So I ended up row here. So I'm going to copy this whole thing. And this right here, I'm just going to update all this. Boom. Now I got the new setup. So now if you can see right here, selected chain, I am going to obtain chain value. The chain value, remember when we did get chain? Let me go up. Where we go? Here he goes. Get chain, right? So when we do get chain, I am going to get the chain name and display that on the wallet. So the user will know which blockchain are they currently interacting with. If they want to swap it, they know that they're on a different blockchain and they can change it. It's informational. What else I have? And yeah, and just a toggle button. So we're gonna have 3 different buttons so then the user can swap, switch between different blockchains, okay? And yeah, that's about it. Let me just copy the whole thing at the end, but nothing else has been changed. So let me go ahead and Control S. And I strongly recommend for you to go over this particular portal because you can come up with nice ideas by copying and pasting and changing values. Like now that you see this type of dynamic scenario, you can use this for any other application. Okay. As long as I can help you, that's all that matters, okay? So let me go back. There we go. That looks beautiful. Okay, cool. So now we got this particular nice dashboard that allows the user to switch to blockchains. And you can see right now, selected chain, it's hard hat. So we're gonna swap that, okay? So what I wanna do, I'm going to connect. And this is my wallet address in hard hat. And if everything looks good, should be able to refresh my NFTs. We'll see. There we go. Beautiful. Cool. So I got now, those are NFTs that are tied to this particular wallet in the hard hat blockchain or mainnet, or testnet, okay? Keep in mind this wallet is only available in Hardhat. This is not a wallet that you're going to see on the main blockchains. So what I want to do now, I am going to change the wallet to use any other wallet, okay? And now we're going to take advantage of that switcher. So I'm going to switch the blockchain to the Binance Smart Chain. So I'm going to switch myself to BSC testnet. I'm going to switch the network and I'm going to refresh. And now it shows BSC testnet. And if everything goes well, I should get NFTs. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Now I know that I'm getting Binance Smart Chain testnet. So now I'm interacting with a completely different blockchain on the same dashboard. In this case, the wallet, it's different because this is a wallet that's publicly available on Ethereum. It's an Ethereum-based wallet, okay? So now I'm selected. I am currently connected in the BSC testnet, right? So let me change myself to go to the Ethereum blockchain. I'm gonna switch myself, switch the network, okay? And I'm going to refresh once again. And now I'm Goerli testnet. Awesome. And refresh one more time and see if we get different NFTs. That's awesome. That is awesome. Cool. So now we have full multi-chain NFT integration in the end-to-the market. Okay, so we got a full-blown multi-chain NFT marketplace up and running. We are swapping ourselves with different blockchains. We can see the assets on different blockchains. Okay, so if I click refresh, it's just going to flip the images, but this is expected, but this is all on the same blockchain. Okay, if I want to relist, I can do so on this particular blockchain. Okay. One last thing that we are going to do, we're going to build the marketplace side so then we can see, let me go back, so then we can see this. Okay, I'm going to show you because this is already built for Binance Smart Chain and the Ethereum. So what we're going to do now, I am going to integrate Polygon onto this onto this marketplace. I'm going to show you the whole process of adding another blockchain into this Web3 application. We're going to do it with Polygon, okay? So if we go back, I can refresh and sure enough, I got the NFTs back. If I go to the create portal, I will have the same functionality. I've done the same thing and you are going to see this in the configuration. So right now, if I want to, that is on the Goerli testnet, okay? So let me go ahead and do that. I'm gonna show you right now. So I'm gonna go back and you can see, I'm gonna refresh. I'm on the Goerli testnet, okay? I got personal NFTs, okay? I'm going to build one personal NFT in the Goerli testnet and we will see the NFT here. Then I'm going to switch myself to the Binance Smart Chain and do the same thing. Okay, check this out. Let's go ahead and create a portal. We're going to create a new NFT. This is personal Goerli NFT. This is an NFT that will not be listed for sale. This is a test NFT in Goerli. Okay, so we are adding the name because we want to see this displayed on the portal. So we know that we are definitely interacting with the Goerli testnet. Browse, I'm going to get one of my pictures. Okay, so I just got this particular NFT. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and buy your NFT. And here we go. So now I got the prompt. Let me go ahead and confirm. I'm going to confirm the transaction and wait for it. Wait for the confirmation. It's waiting. There we go. Boom, we got redirected. And now let me go ahead and refresh my state. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. So now we got a personal NFT in the Goerli testnet. Cool, awesome. Let's do the same thing, but this time we're gonna do it in the Binance Smart Chain. Let's do it. I'll switch myself to Binance Smart Chain. And I'll refresh my state. There we go. And now personal NFT is gone because we don't have that on Binance. This was minted on the Ethereum blockchain. Okay, so let me create one now in Binance. This is a test NFT in BSC. This is a test NFT in BSC. Okay, I'm gonna grab the picture. And now we are going to buy the NFT. Boom. Now we are getting the prompt to mint in Binance Smart Chain. We're going to confirm. This is awesome, right? We have minted NFTs in different blockchains, and we got the transaction successful. Now let me go ahead and refresh. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Test NFT in Binance Smart Chain. We have minted 2 NFTs, one on Gorley and one on Binance Smart Chain, all with a few clicks. This is awesome. Okay, cool. And let me do one more thing. So let me go ahead and relist for sale. I'm going to relist this one. So let me go ahead and relist. I'm going to press number 2 and I'm going to relist for sale. I'm going to confirm. And now we should get the minting fee. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that minting fee. Once we're done, this should redirect me to the marketplace homepage. Okay. Then we'll go back. We'll switch mainnets. There we go. I got redirected. Now let me look at the Binance Smart Chain NFTs. Relisted. There we go. Here's our NFT right here. Awesome. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back and relist one on Ethereum. Let's go ahead and do that. Back to my NFT portal. I'm going to refresh. I should get the NFTs from Binance. Cool. Now we no longer have that other NFT. So I'm going to switch myself to Ethereum. Switch myself to Ethereum. Okay. Now we are going to refresh. Now we are Gorley testnet. Refresh. Make sure that we are refreshed. There we go. Awesome. Let's go ahead. List for sale. This is on the Gorley testnet. Confirm. And now we got the listing fee. We are going to pay the listing fee. Wait for that. And we should now see this flipping over to the front page. There we go. One more transaction and we're good to go. Here we go. We got the second transaction and now we should see that new NFT. And sure enough, there you go. Now we got the NFT and this will be the Ethereum blockchain, relisted NFTs. Cool. Okay, last thing, we got to add a Polygon. So I'm going to show you how to add the full thing for another chain. In this case, we'll use Mumbai testnet. We'll add all the smart contracts. We'll make sure that the smart contracts are valid and we will go from there. Okay, let's finish up the integration with Polygon to the multi-chain NFT marketplace. And you can see that the background and the video has changed a little bit. It's because I am revamping the studio. I am making some changes because obviously I want to get it to a sweet spot. I want to make sure that it's as engaging as possible. So I'm making some styling changes. Okay, cool. So let's see what we can do now. What I'm going to do, first of all, this is what we're going to be working with. So you saw that we got the Binance Smart Chain section and we also have the Ethereum section. Let's prepare the Polygon section. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy, basically it's copy and paste. All I'm going to do is copy and paste the Binance Smart Chain sections for both the relisted and the latest NFT sections on HTML. I'm just going to duplicate that, but in this case, I am going to use Polygon and I will use the Polygon logo. And also I have to duplicate the functions so then we can integrate Polygon as well, because we're going to be doing separate calls. I'm just going to add the set of functions for Polygon. Okay, so let me go ahead and do this. So what I'm going to do first, let's find the Binance Smart Chain. So this is where we start with BSCT. This is the Binance testnet listing functions. So what I'm going to do, I am going to copy this whole thing all the way to the bottom. Okay, and we are going to do the same thing for Polygon, in this case for Mumbai. Okay, so let me go ahead and copy this. I'm gonna go all the way to the end where Binance Smart Chain testnet functions end. I'm gonna paste and let's go back to the top. Okay, and now I am going to relabel this to be Mumbai, right? So this will be Mumbai. So this is a way for us developers to know where each blockchain functions are listed in the index. In this case, on any file, it's great to have like a section to divide each one, so that you're not gonna go scrambling across your code to find if there's an issue. You can just go into that particular section. It's the way that I like to code. I like to make sure that it's all organized. Okay, so with that said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to relabel this to be MM or MUM, like Mumbai. Okay, So I am going to use MUM, and let's see what else do I have to relabel. This one right here. And now I am going to relabel this Mumbai as well. So you can see I just copy and paste. Literally, you don't need to like rebuild the whole thing. Just copy and paste, but use a different names. That's all. This is all I'm doing. Like, there's no magic to this. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this, paste. I'm gonna BSCT, change to Mumbai. Cool. Awesome. Now I have to do the same thing for the contracts. So in this case, what I'm going to do, I am going to find anything that is matching BSCT and update it with MM. So if we go back to the config, you can see that I labeled anything that has to do with smart contracts for Mumbai with MM. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to update those values on the function to match MM because we copy and paste from the BSCT one. Okay. So let me go all the way back to the top again, and I'm going to replace this with MM. Okay, now I'm going to replace this next one with MM. I am going to replace this with MM. You see where I'm going, right? And now here, if address, you have to verify the entire thing because I am looking for the smart contract address and I'm comparing it. If the address that I am loading is the address of the resale smart contract, then I'm going to pull the information of what tokens or what NFTs are under the resale smart contract for Mumbai, and then render that information on the front end. So I am calling the entire contract, but I only want to show what is holding in the market, not every single NFT. I only want to show the ones that are held with the marketplace. Okay, and that's how we know that we can buy those NFTs. Okay, so I'm gonna just MM, that's good. And what else? Yeah, everything looks good here. And now MUM cell, and now I gotta do the same thing here, MM. There we go, let's continue here, MM. Okay, and now what else am I missing? I am going to hit right here, MM. You see where I'm going, like just go everywhere. And sure enough, now I got everything labeled to match Mumbai. So now the next thing that I got to do, I probably have to build the same use state for Mumbai. So let's go all the way to the top, and I'm just going to copy and paste once again. So if you can see here, I got everything, I got two sets. I got a set of NFTs for the market and then the resale. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab all this, right? Check this out. This is how I work. Like literally, it's just copy and paste and modify. So in this case, it's going to be MM. You see, because I got a set for each blockchain. So I got a set of two. This is hard hat, Gurley, Binance Smart Chain testnet, and then finally Mumbai. So MM. There you go. So now we got both. So actually, this is MUM, I think, right? Let's go back. BSCT, and this is Mumbai. Load MUM. Load MUM resell. MUM resell. Okay, so I got to label this MUM instead of MM. You got to make sure that you do it right. There we go. So this is capital MUM. There we go. Turned on MUM. There we go. Awesome. So now I definitely have the right ones. The next thing that I got to do, I got to make sure that I'm also importing the contract addresses from the configuration file, which I am not. I am just importing hard hat, Gurley, and BSCTs. Again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this whole thing right here, right? And paste. And then we're going to do the same. MM, and finally the RPC, Cool. So now we got everything. So that looks good. Now the next thing that I got to do, I got to generate my listings. So the first list that I have to work is the list, which is basically the same as BSCT list. So I'm going to go down in HTML, look for that session map, and just copy the whole thing and paste it below. Literally all I'm doing. Okay, so let me go back down. And let's find BSCT list. There we go. Where do we start? We start here. You see Oh, actually we start here, container, small row, and then latest relisted NFTs on BSCT. But in this case, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy this whole thing. I'm gonna change the source to be the Polygon logo. All I'm doing, there you go. Practice makes perfection. By the way, I do this with, blind eyes, because again, after you do this so many times, you know exactly what you need to copy. It's just the same, but you replace what is being called. That's all you're doing. So in this case, I am closing the container right here. So I know that I'm going to start the next container right here. So to make things a little bit more clean, I'm just gonna do one by one. I know that I have to copy this as well because that's the second map, but I'm just gonna do one at a time, okay? Check, make sure that it works, and then go back and do it again, okay? So I am just going to find where this container closes, which it's gonna be right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna paste the new container below. This is the container for Polygon, in this case, Mumbai, okay? So now latest relisted NFTs on BSCT. Guess what? I'm gonna change that to be Polygon. Let me see the file name for the Polygon logo, Polygon White. So let's do that. Polygon White. There you see. Awesome. So I did that. Now I'm going to change this to what? Mum. Let's go up and make sure that's the name in this use state. MM list. Perfect. And then the second map is going to be MM NFTs. So you can see this one turned on. The other one is missing. So let's just fix that. Okay, cool. So this is the last one, MM, and I gotta make sure, hey, check this out. You also have to update this. So in this case, MM, so it points to the right resale smart contract. That's done. Okay, cool. So we got that. Now I gotta copy this BSCT NFTs, which is the second listing. This is for the new NFTs, created NFTs and listed for sale. So what I'm gonna do, again, I'm gonna copy this whole container section and stop where the container ends and the other one begins. I'm gonna copy this thing, go all the way to the bottom, and I am going to paste. So I'm gonna press enter right here and paste below, and this will be the last section on the marketplace, okay? So let's go back up. This is MMM list. I took care of that. Now I'm gonna work with this. Latest NFTs on, let's change this to be Polygon White. And now I'm gonna just rename this to be MM, and boom, I got the last one. Finally, I gotta make sure that I am also, oh, by the way, you have to make sure that this points to the right function to buy NFTs. So as a matter of fact, I'm gonna check this, and this is okay because this is a local function, right? So this is local, it doesn't affect, but the other one is not local. So this is actually going up into buy new, but guess what? Buy new MUM. Probably it's going to be the name. So let's go up. So buy new MUM. So this is what it should be labeled for. Okay, let's go back down. Literally all I'm doing. Okay, let's copy this whole thing, paste, boom. Now I got the function mapped to the right NFT. Okay, and yeah, this should be it for the Polygon network. I believe I might error out because the moment I save and I reload the site, it's going to try to find the Mumbai smart contracts, and that's not going to happen. Let's go ahead and deploy the smart contracts. We need 4 smart contracts. Let me show you. We are going to deploy the resale smart contract. We have to also deploy the existing NFT collection. And this could be an existing NFT collection. You don't have to deploy like a smart contract for this. You just use that smart contract address to allow reselling. So you grab your existing NFT collection, add the smart contract of the NFT collection that you want to allow resell, and then, kind of marry the collection to the resale smart contract. That's all we're doing. And then finally, I will be creating the NFT create smart contract and the market to sell or create NFTs. Let's do it. So the first thing I'm going to do, by the way, I am going to find the Mumbai testnet RPC address. So for that, I'm going to go to chainlist.org, and let's go here, enable testnets, and call Mumbai. I'm going to expand right here, and you can see here based on latency, let's use the fastest one. There we go. There we go. Copy. And now let's go back to and there you go. So we got the file right here. Now I got the Mumbai RPC address populated. Let's deploy the contracts. Okay, so the first smart contract that I'm going to deploy will be a normal collection smart contract. And I have to buy NFTs in Mumbai so then we can see the NFTs on the portal. I'll do that. So I'm just gonna deploy this right here. By the way, I'm gonna just make sure that I'm in inject the provider. There we go, awesome. Can deploy, and sure enough, I am going to deploy the NFT collection smart contract. I'm waiting for confirmation. Okie contract has been deployed. Awesome. So let's go ahead and copy the address. So I'm going to do is copy the address and add the address onto the config. So in this case will be the NFT call or collection smart contract. So I'm going to do that. Cool. Next contract will be the resale smart contract. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the resale smart contract out of my GitHub and select the whole thing. I know I can do Control A. Sometimes I want to feel human. Okay, awesome. So let me go ahead and type resell sold. This is a separate smart contract. I'm going to add it here. I'm going to run. I'm going to compile. And once I'm done, I'm going to deploy it. So let's go ahead and grab the resale smart contract, and guess what? I need to add the collection smart contract to it. So I'm going to copy those collection smart contract. I'm going to add that, and I'm going to deploy. I'm going to get the prompt, and I am going to confirm. Okay, second smart contract. Let's wait for that to get processed and deployed. We will add the contract address onto the application and we'll go from there. Okay, contract has been deployed. Awesome. So now we got an address for the resale. I'm going to copy that address back and add the address here. Cool. Now we got two more smart contracts to go. The NFT to create NFTs and the market to sell those NFTs that were created. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm going to deploy the create NFT. Control A, Control C. Create a new file called create NFT sol. Paste the smart contract right here. Go back. I'm going to compile. Once it's compiled, I'll deploy it. I go back down. Oh, by the way, I think I got to deploy the market first. Yeah, I got to deploy the market contract first. So give me 1 sec. So, okay, I already got this one. So that's good. Now I'm going to market sol. So we got all 4 smart contracts. So let me go back. Let me now open the market smart contract, which is this one. A, C, V, compile. Now we're compiling the market. Go back. And let's select the market right here. And I'm going to deploy the market. Confirm. Now we are deploying the market. And as a matter of fact, you know what? I should have lowered the amount of ether because I don't have too much testmatic to test it out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just redeploy. So bear with me. So let me go ahead and use a lower fee, right? I'm going to recompile and let me deploy the market again. So what I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to redeploy with a lower fee. Confirm. Let's wait for that. And I probably have to do the same thing for the resale. Yeah, no, not really. I think I can live with that one. Okay, cool. So now I got the market. I'm going to copy the market. And I am going to add the market on this section. And I am only left to do the NFT. You see where I'm going? Cool. So now let me go to the create NFT. And I am also going to update this price to be like way lower. So then I can test it out, create NFT and go back down, select NFT. Now I'm going to populate the market address to sell those NFTs. And I am going to deploy it. Wait for that. Boom. I am deploying now the NFT. That's the last contract. Boom, we're done. Cool. So now I'm going to copy this address and this should be it. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to save this file. So now we got the file saved. I am going to buy a couple of NFTs from the collection, so then we can play with those as well. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. So from the collection, I deploy the collection without any price, so then I can buy NFTs without, paying. It's just for testing. Actually, the cost is like very low, so that's fine. So I gotta submit the ETH as well here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna buy a couple of NFTs. So I'm going to set the price. So in this case, I am going to buy 5 NFTs, right, for each wallet. So then we have something to play with. So I'm just gonna do here, paste, and I am going to mint to the first wallet, which is this one. Boom, mint amount. I'm gonna buy 5, transact. I should get the prompt. There you go, and there he goes. Yeah, the transactions on Mumbai are quite slow, and I know it's not, the contracts or anything. Probably there's something going on the testnet. God knows, I don't know, but it's way slow, like super slow compared to the other testnets. It's way slow. I can't even, speed it up, but. So while we wait to get the NFTs minted from the collection, let's go ahead and create an NFT. Let's test that. Let's test listing the NFT on Polygon, and we'll go from there, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do the following. I am going now to go to my index file. I'm gonna save the config. Okay, so I'm gonna Control S. I'm gonna go back and see if we render successfully. And yes, I can definitely see that's happening. So I now see the last section, which is latest listed NFTs on Polygon and latest NFTs. Now let's create an NFT on Polygon, in this case on Mumbai, and let's see if we can list it for sale. Okay, I am going to select the file, and cool deal. And I'm gonna set the price to be 5. Let's sell this one for 5. So I'm gonna list it for sale, and hopefully we get the prompt. There we go, that looks good. And I am going to create, then I am going to pay the listing fee. Let's wait for that. Actually, I still have to wait until the NFT minting completes. So guess we have to wait. So we finally got the approval. I can definitely see both the create NFT and minting 5 NFTs on Polygon. So I've effectively created the NFT using the marketplace smart contract on Polygon. So let me go onto the portal and see what we got. So let me go to the portal and let me refresh. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yes, cool. So let me refresh. I should get, there we go. Awesome. All right. So yes, we got it. So we got the Mumbai NFT token. This is an NFT that is not listed for sale. I minted this NFT without the intention of selling it. Alrighty, we did it. This is not stopping. You know me. We are not stopping. You know what's next? The NFT bridge. Yes, we are going to move NFTs between different blockchains. And I'm going to teach you how to build the whole infrastructure to do that. Web front end and smart contracts. If the multi-chain NFT marketplace was something complex and you still are trying to wrap your head around and understanding how the functions connect and what is happening on the back end, I got news for you. The NFT bridge, it's like, I wish it was as simple as the marketplace. It's quite the challenge. It's complex. I have to admit, it's very complex. That's what we want. We want complexity. We don't want easy stuff. No, we want hard stuff. We deal here in this channel with the hard stuff because that's what the reward is at. It's not on the easy stuff. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. Alrighty. Thank you so much for your support. Truly appreciate it. If you like my videos, you know what to do. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed too. Hey, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.